The following show contains a fictional narrative that includes themes, events, and language that some may find distressing. Discretion is advised.
Welcome to another great episode of This Line Isn't Secure, the show where we find out fun facts every week, and this week's fun fact, I do not like holding other people's poop. So, we've got a fantastic... Wow, it's a true fact. We have a great session planned.
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
A great session planned today. Our whole crew and cast are ready to rumble, as the kids say. And we've got some very spicy Dorchester activities to bring you up to speed on. But before that, let's do the introductions, as we usually do, in the usual order.
Hello, everyone. My name's Ty, and my fun fact is that Libby's fun fact might not be as true as he'd like you to believe. I played Deputy Marshal, or ex-Deputy Marshal, Reed Hollis. And that's all about me.
Hey, everyone. Charlie, playing Adam Blackburn, Agent Meridian, and... I don't have any fun facts aside of being French.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Hey, I am Andy, and I'm Andy, and my fun fact is that I am talking now, Charlie, and I play Dr. Alexander Shoemaker, otherwise known as Agent Merchant. My fun fact is that honeybees can recognize human faces. So just remember, honeybees, they do not forget, and they do not forgive.
Nor do human bees.
Human bees also can't cover that up anymore. We got to talk about it.
Hey, I'm Hawk. I play the dynamic and deeply exhausted Heather Stoddard, a.k.a. Agent Miranda, a.k.a. the one you go to when you have a problem involving wires, electronics, computers, or stubborn people who need to be convinced, and not the person to talk to in a car chase or a gunfight. I guess my fun fact for today is that... petroleum exploitation started in the United States before the arrival of Christopher Columbus. Before
and
any
got cut.
Contact from
the Nina,
Europe.
The Pinta, though.
Yeah. No, California. The La Brea tar pits. People were using that shit from the get.
Mm-hmm.
We all knew it.
You know, I actually live right next to a city that's named after oil. It's called Brea.
Yeah.
I live in Utah.
Lots of old oil rigs there. It's pretty cool, up in the hills.
You know the other fun fact probably about the La Brea tar pits, which is that name is extremely redundant.
Yes.
The tar pits.
The tar pits.
Just like I'll be sipping my chai tea.
Yes.
Yeah, very well. All right, Hawk, hit us with the non-petroleum-based recap.
Oh, hell yeah. This one's free range and organic this week as my notes exploded, as I sort of expected our car to do, but we managed to scrape by just fine. In a panic, fleeing the home of the head nurse of the Dorchester house after committing a murder and discovering a foul corpse, Miranda and Meridian seized a car, committed some light arson, and drove towards their compatriots who were at a nearby church, supposedly joining a self-help group, something called the Encounter Group. Merchant and Millstone arrived, Millstone with a flesh wound, and both oddly calm and chill about a situation that apparently merited about 30 police cruisers and multiple ambulances, including a moment which will haunt Miranda forever, watching a ambulance win in a fight with a fire hydrant. That really shouldn't happen. Those things the math doesn't work out on that one. But we peeled out in time, drove away, parked in a dark alley, tucked ourselves away, figured out what the hell we were supposed to do. The answer, it turns out, was clean the car and give in to the gravity of the situation and return to the Dorchester house. See what we could see in that already off-putting place. Well, the Dorchester house, as it turns out, is a little bit different at night. Not only was our apparel a little bit different as we entered, quickly becoming more appropriate to inmates, or let us say patients rather, at the Dorchester than federal agents investigating such a place, we were also rapidly invited to and essentially roped into group therapy in the cotton candy room by a man with a voice that I can only describe as deeply grating and unpleasant. The group as a whole, MCEL, faced as this situation with a kind of dull and dreadful resignation. Whether knee-jerk violence or wide-eyed willingness to enter into whatever strange opportunity is presented to them, they all feel as if the situation has kind of gotten away from them. At least, that's how I remember it.
The stench across each of your upper lips is that of black mold aged with a side of sweat and probably some amount of anguish. You've got the lights that are here now with you, but in reality, it feels like they're more mocking you than anything else. The sound of the fluorescent light bulb buzzing against the tiled floor in a very, very sterile kind of way reminds you more of uncomfort than the hospital or mental facility's comfort that should be ascribing. You are in a large space, but a space that also feels to be small. You're in that kind of non-Euclidean space that you felt maybe some 20 years ago, where you feel as though you could walk forever, or maybe you'd hit the wall if you turned left just in time. Before you are many, many doors. You can see that much for certain, and you're not sure exactly how far they go on. They are the ones that you saw during the daylight hours of the cells or rooms that were within the Dorchester, housing the many, many patients and residents that live there. But now, the only thing that differentiates one door from another is that some are closer to the door that is pink, and some are farther away from that pink door. At about this time, you would call yourself away, and you probably could try to find some way through one of the many doors, padded in kind of a awful white blue, and not go in the pink door, down at the end of whatever hall this is. What good would it do you? Who knows? But certainly you believe that the cotton candy room is that one, the one with the pink door. And that is where group therapy is just about to happen, according to this fantastic voice on the loudspeaker.
Are there any inscriptions or name placards on the door?
There are a couple of them. If you look on the left, the first door on the left, you see one, Dorothy Yale. It's the sign on her door. All of them have these little, again, very like sterile and actually, pretty well tacked fake wood nameplates. The door is open to her room, not really standing open, more so the latch was not engaged. If you were to peek inside, either through the window, the small door window, or around the door's corner, you would see a room that is almost entirely covered in tinfoil. The only parts that are not covered are these little spots at the bottom of the bedspread that you assume that a person's feet would go near or touch.
We're in pajamas. All of our kit, I assume, is gone. My duffel bag full of electronics and listening devices, the other members' guns or chemical agents. But other than the lights, are there any other things in the hallway? It's a mental institute, so I assume anything here is like kind of bolted down.
Yeah, there are these very large cabinets. Think the old wood glass front of the doors. Those ones where your parents or grandparents kept like china or other like fancy like dishware. Those are all along the hallway, kind of repeating every, 10, 15 yards. There's also the random spat of, very, very hospital-looking furniture some chairs that look to be indestructible, and one or two tables, like side tables that are kind of probably either bolted or some way attached to the floor, very, very sturdily. Not a whole lot else. Again, there are plenty of rooms, but that's really all that's in the hallway. And again, the kind of defining feature here, it almost looks like it's shining in the distance, is this pink door.
Okay, let's take stock. There's the four of us. There's that door and the voice. We've got no advantages that I'm aware of. Millstone, Meridian, you're the ones who would know. Anything we can use here as a defensive object if it comes to that? I don't want to...
Reed can take stock of the surrounding area and do like a... Would that be an alertness check?
I'm cool with that.
That's gonna be a 12 under my alertness, which is good, which is 70.
Yeah, taking stock, I really would like to put the image of kind of that limbo feeling, kind of the feeling, think Stanley Parable in a way, think Backrooms-ish. This idea that like you are in a place that certainly at one point had walls and corners and all the things that make life real, and you are instead you've been given the surreal. You've been given a place that is just more like a dreamscape than anything else. All of you, taking a much more tangible look around. All of you are wearing pajamas is a fine way to say, but the very, very, again, sterile looking uniform that you were likely given if you were a resident or when you became residents.
Cotton or paper?
Cotton. Cotton. None of you all have pockets. You have two regular kind of side pockets, waist pockets, and then there is each of you on your top have one little chest pocket. These look to be from a different age, maybe the 80s or 90s. Nothing in anybody's pockets. I'm not necessarily imagining Reed walking around to tap in everybody's pockets, but you take a little look-see. Or if you want to tap all their pockets, feel free, I guess. That's not the weirdest thing that happened today.
Do we have string belts?
Yeah,
lace belts?
You have a drawstring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got an improvised garrote right there.
Yeah, sure. You, aside from all of that, none of you seem to be in any kind of damage. Sorry, rephrase. Physical damage. You all seem to be fairly well, and you have none of the implements you had before. In fact, none of you have anything in your pockets. If you were wearing rings, you do have them. If you were wearing any other jewelry, you don't have them.
No identifying jewelry.
There are a couple of doors that are open, between you here and the pink door. But there doesn't seem to be much, movement or noise or anything of the sort happening anywhere. It seems to be very, very calm and quiet. Again, the buzzing of the fluorescent lights is really the thing that's pushing forward the most.
So Reed is going to kind of report back and be like, I got nothing on me. Look around you. I can't see anything.
Bolted down, reinforced glass here, probably shatterproof. Yeah. Do we have shoes on?
No. You're sock-footed. Grippy socks, though.
Okay. Well, we can either resist gravity, we can go to group therapy, or we can turn over the rooms between here and there and see if there's a object or alternative in the way.
At that point, a couple doors down, the door kind of slams open. You hear you see and you hear just kind of whomp against it's a big kind of metal door too. It goes whomp against the wall, and you see this very kind of frail. I don't know, probably a very, very old person. Maybe some amount of actual health issue. Very skinny arm, almost skeletal. Reaches out. It's got a big, huge ruby ring on its ring finger, on the left-hand ring finger, and you see that it slaps his hand on the floor, but you realize then at that moment that there was a piece of paper on the floor. Slaps the hand on the floor and pulls the paper inside the cell.
So at this point, it might be valuable to mention that while you have all been discussing the room, Merchant has just walked out in the hall, and he already checked out the room of tinfoil. And so when that happens, how close is Merchant to the door with the hand?
Let's look. I will roll dice. Ooh. Right next to it, baby. You,
So, right next to it?
You're across the hall from it.
Across the hall, so not
Mhm.
close enough where we could have some kind of opposed check for the paper. If anything, Merchant needs a snack.
You hungry? I don't think. I mean, I guess if I don't think you'd be ready for that. I don't think you were like
Okay.
prepped for
And
grab
not
the paper
close
time.
enough to be able to just even lunge for it. Okay.
No, not really. Yeah.
Well, that Merchant will walk up to that door and see who's inside. Look at the door, the name on the door.
The door slams open, and I assume you would look over at that point. Hits the wall, and across the way you can see this woman who is sitting crisscross applesauce on the floor of her I hate saying cell, but her room. She's got this very old matted black hair that's stuck to her scalp in a couple places. You're not sure if she's lost hair or maybe it's just kind of clumped in an odd way, but you can see bits of her scalp through. It's just mad. It's just red and irritated. She very gaunt. I mean, she does not look very well. She definitely does not look well. When the door slams open and you look over, she's already met your gaze and has just got this totally open smile grin just for you. Her eyes are kind of almost like pearls glowing in this weird buzzing light, and you feel for a moment the goosebumps that flash across you. Remind you that you at least have some semblance of humanity. She does this very odd thing where she puts her hand kind of like in a posed arch so that she can have all 5 fingers on the paper, and she just pulls it in to the cell, and you see that she's got this massive dragon. She's got an origami dragon she's building. And it was missing kind of this one back spine that was going to really, like the biggest middle back spine that you really want to see. And so she turns her smile, like toothy grin away from you, and she does this very rapid, can't actually be folding, right? But in fact she is. And she inserts this little paper spine into the back of the dragon. And that's when you recognize it from the park, the day that you met Agent Marcus. So go ahead and roll, San.
Mm-hmm. Love that. That would be a 16 under 49.
A-okay. You lose no San.
Merchant will step up to the edge of the door frame.
Okay.
That's a marvelous creation there.
Each of you, the 3 of rest of you, see him step up to the door now and speak to somebody. The lady with the hand, maybe, Any action you want to take, or we'll let Merchant do his thing?
I'm keeping my distance from Merchant at the moment. If
Okay.
the others want to go over, that's fine, but I see no reason to follow him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think at this moment, like what we're doing is probably like acknowledging that that's happening and keeping an eye over there, but like also sort of having a hushed discussion about like moving forward and like what it is that we're about to do in the cotton candy room and what that entails, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I'd say that the group, the other 3 of you, Meridian, Millstone, and Miranda, you're all like about maybe 10, 15 feet from the door that Merchant is at, and you're looking at Merchant's right side. Merchant is looking directly into the room in front of him. Yeah, Merchant, you step up to the door. Remind me what you said, your phrase.
That's a marvelous creation there, ma'am.
You see the on the floor, when the door slammed open on the floor, you see now their little nameplate says Cloris Gareth Vance. You get her to turn her head a little, and she takes a moment, a break from whatever she was doing after inserting the spine, gazing, taking inventory of what she had or didn't have. She looks at you, and she says, "Yes."
How long have you been working on it?
She just very cute look, or she thinks it's cute. She stands up, and you see now that the legs supporting her just look like they're going to snap at any moment. She's very, very thin. It's a 3 meter long. It's a very long dragon. She's very impressive, and she's got a couple in the room. She stands up. She picks one up off the ground, kind of cradles it, and is moving towards you as if to give you one.
I will receive it. Is it Miss Vance?
She giggles, and then she puts it down in your arms. And just again to paint the picture for the rest of the other 3, you see, because you're looking at the right side of Merchant, you see, and maybe hear the sound of these very somber or very quiet footsteps, and then 2 hands extend outward and put a paper dragon that you recognize in the hands of Merchant. So go ahead and roll sand. Everybody else roll sand. Not Merchant, everybody else. As you see the dragon there in his arms.
Hit me.
63 over 57.
Why'd you say it so sexy?
I really had something in my throat.
Dirty boy.
Over 67. Sorry. 89 over sand. 53.
2 under 54.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Is
All right.
Merchant's tummy rumbling right now from all that paper?
Just handed me a buffet.
That's right. Right to
It's
you.
dragons for breakfast.
That's right, dude. Hell yeah. If you failed your sand roll, you lose 4. If you succeeded, you lose 1.
I'm projecting.
Seems good. Projection.
Yeah, same. I'm going to project. So Reed projected. This is the first time he's projected during the entire campaign. So he's got 15 willpower, full willpower. He rolled a 4. And so his willpower goes down to 11.
Woo.
And he is going to project onto his bond with his daughter.
Meridian also will project onto Ghost Elk. And I am just there with the BP. Just there.
Nice. You're flirting with it. Okay. All right. Merchant, when she rests this in your arms, almost like she's offering you her child, you hear this unmistakable kind of clinking sound that's going on inside the larger links of this dragon. And again, it's 3 meters, so we're talking about a link that, I mean, could probably hold something that's the size of a normal flashlight, a beer bottle. I don't know. So, I mean, it's some kind of clinking sound. You're not really sure what it is, but it also has some heft to it when she puts it into your arms. The dragon itself does.
Yeah. Merchant will look at Ms. Vance. Thank you. Thank you for this. This is remarkable. And inspect it for where this clinking might be coming from.
Yeah, it's coming from the. If it may be helpful to imagine that the dragon has like little spine bones. That's kind of where the clinking is happening, along the spine of it. And there are these large sections that are interlocked. And based on the weight of the dragon, you would think that whatever is inside the kind of spinal bone regions is gonna fall out, or the paper would break, because it's a pretty hefty thing you're hearing. Now even more of a clunking than a clinking. But the paper itself is fine. You could try to tear into the paper to like see what is in the little pockets, these like spinal pockets, if you wanted to. But I guess just kind of from the cursory inspection, it is about the size of a beer bottle. A bit thicker though, maybe, I don't know. A bit thicker than that.
Is there a safe way to remove the object without tearing into the dragon?
No.
Okay. Not wanting to be terribly offensive, Merchant will take one step back with his big old dragon. And are you going to the cotton candy room for therapy?
She puts down the dragon that she's holding back in her room, and she kind of drops it from a couple of feet up, and now you hear like this, like definitely like a clanging, clunking, not a clicking, as in to say that it's definitely like a bigger object, and it sounds metal. She says, I know you're here because I'm in the book.
You're in the book?
She starts to kind of shamble toward the pink door. Yes, the Imperial Dynasty of America. Yes, I am. Her breathing is just, it looks grotesque. I mean, you're surprised she's able to walk. She's just clinging to, she's just like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like I'm surprised at how strong this paper dragon is holding up.
Yeah.
So I will let her shamble past me. I'll see you in a minute. And take the dragon over, drag it into our room. And without a word to the rest of the crew, set it down and tear into it.
Roll sand.
Son of a... 74 over 49.
Fantastic.
There he is.
You love to see it.
That's...
All right.
It's what the fans want.
Woo. All right, you lose 2 sand, or I would like you to.
Your wish is my command.
And as you reach forward and grab the sides, like 2 pieces of paper or fabric, whatever the dragon is made of, it very easily comes apart. Your hands kind of almost go through like butter, and they pull this right apart. And inside you see this like thermos sized glass container, almost like an ampule, I think is what they're called. But it's really, it's closed glass, like both ends are closed. Yeah, it's hefty. It's almost like those like pneumatic tubes you would see at the bank, but it's all glass. Yeah.
Is there anything inside the ampule?
There's nothing inside the ampule or inside Charlie's brain. So, no, nothing is in there.
Okay. Well, I'll hold it out, and while holding out with one hand, also pocketing some of the paper, and with the other hand.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone know what this is?
Sorry, just to get a good image. I assume you're not trying to like hide the fact that you're putting paper in your pocket?
Not overtly like cramming paper in, kind of sliding a little piece in, but just kind of holding hand in pocket.
Okay.
Really drawing everyone's attention to ampule, though.
Misdirection. Nice, yeah. Okay.
You're not like, paper for later, precious.
No, we're not there yet. I'm 47 San. I have a long way before.
Don't tempt me. All right.
Well, I would say at least that I have a good eye on you, so I guess you would need to roll against my alertness.
Yeah, why don't we just do opposed alertness checks across the board, see if anyone notices?
Unless you are interested in, like, you already said, like, you're not really hiding, but you're also not being overt. So I don't think anybody...
It's not stealth.
I don't think anybody would really, like... If you want to see it, you'll see it, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, just...
The question is, are you going to say anything? That's what matters.
Yeah.
This is true.
Right?
I think Miranda's ignoring him and is, like, bending down to check the papers to see, like, if they are papers of any particular kind. Like, are they just blank sheets? Are they prescription pad pages? Are they from a book or play?
The pages are each oily, as if held by a lot of people a lot of times. It definitely looks like it was used. You're not exactly sure. It almost looks like it was the back page of a book. All the pages of this that make up the dragon look kind of like you had a bunch of back pages of a book. None of them really. It's like that awkward page between the cover and like the copyright page or whatever. Like it's just kind of non-existent, but it still exists or something.
The front leaf. I know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah.
Are they decorative front leaves? Do they have like just blank?
They look heavily folded and very, very yellowed with age.
I'm going to fold up one or two and put them in my pocket. Just,
save them for rainy day. Yeah.
Partially curious to see what happens when we leave this place, if they come with us. Then Miranda looks back and says, "It looks like a heavy glass tube."
Yeah, Reed's looking at that. Like that is what would catch his attention immediately. Like he's looking for something in it or on it.
Nope, nothing in it, nothing on it. There's like fingerprints on it, right? Well, like just what you would assume. But nothing is in it, and it looks as though it's never had anything in it. Looks like it was made the way that it was and has never been broken or opened or put back together. It looks to be normal.
This isn't like...
And to be clear, it is actually like built like an ampule in that it is sealed glass with no openings.
Yep.
Got it.
And as far as glass goes, it's pretty heavy duty.
Kind of bulb shape that old glass ampules have on the top? Or is it all just
sorry. I meant ampule to get you in the headspace that it was sealed glass on both ends, but in reality, it looks a lot more like a pneumatic tube from a bank.
Gotcha.
That like pill kind of structure.
I've seen the dragon, right? But I expected it to be a bottle.
Nice.
Maybe it is a bottle. Maybe this is what they're like until they get filled by something.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something else. Maybe it will become clear to us.
Yeah,
I'm
I'll hold on to it.
Not that interested in speculating. I would actually request that you give it to one of our more able friends in case we come across someone who deserves to be hit over the head with a heavy piece of glass. And if it's all right with you, I would like to try and swim upstream and see what happens if we try and not go to group therapy.
Reed will just hold his hand out for the glass.
Merchant will hand it right over.
Reed puts the glass in. I'm guessing it's like just about the right size that it'll fit snugly in one of his pant pockets, ish.
It's oversized. You definitely can't hide it in your pants pocket, but yeah, it's there.
How well constructed are these outfits we're wearing? Like, could I tear off a sleeve?
Sure.
Great. I'm going to tear off a sleeve and say, here, turn this into like a, I don't know, sling or something.
You're going to try to tear off your sleeve. Go ahead and roll sand.
That is a 14 under 53.
You pull very, very, just like with normal amount of force that you normally would. You don't lose any sand, by the way. Obviously.
Great.
Well, not obviously. And
Nothing's obvious.
The sleeve does not come off of your shirt. It stays put. There's no real good reason. Like, you're pulling with enough force, and the fabric is really not of that great, variety.
It's thin. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I gotcha.
And just to get ahead of any of these questions, it looks that way to everybody else too. You see the exact same thing that Miranda sees.
Whatever. Yeah, I guess Pocket will have to do swimming upstream. Any complaints? No? Let's go. And she's going to turn and try to walk away from the pink door.
You turn around, and behind you in the hall, there's this little man. He doesn't really look to be anybody's, compatriot. He really just feels as though he's the uncle that always gets pushed out of all of the family gatherings. Maybe the guy that, shops at a certain store that's, for bodybuilders, but he's never really been a bodybuilder. He just kind of tends to not fit. He doesn't really tend to be anybody's trusted partner. He's just kind of his own island. He's got a doctor's coat on. He's also wearing the face of disdain and some glasses that are in dire need of repair, but he has taped. He's got a very gaudy tie on, one that's just mainly red, white, and kind of blue. He has these kind of larger brown loafers on, almost as if they're too big for him, the way he's standing in them. Maybe he thinks that having small feet is indicative of another problem. Whether that's true or not, you'll have to use your imaginations. Or maybe, in the next 5 minutes, you'll know. No.
It's not.
Yeah. That's what he would say if you asked him, I promise. He takes you in the kind of way that a parent takes in their child when they come back after the streetlights have turned on. Too late after, I suppose. And he says within a voice that is just shy of nails on chalkboard.
And why aren't you in the cotton candy room? It is group therapy time. I said it at least 4 or 5 times, and you haven't got it yet.
I don't like cotton candy, thank you.
Oh.
I didn't recognize my cue.
Oh. You sound like Top Chick. All right, well, if you want to be difficult, that's fine.
He kind of brushes past you. His shoes are confirmed too big for his feet. He clomp.
Ed will have to gather you then.
And he knocks on a closed door to a cell. The door kind of opens slowly. And down the hallways, almost at the cotton candy room's door, is your friend, Spance. Maybe friend? I don't know. She looks back and looks at the small man, and does her best to running impersonation, and moves somehow faster while still shambling toward the cotton candy room door. The small man says,
"That will not save you, Vance. You have a lot to tell me about."
And he speed walks. The door he knocked on lumbers open and lumbers out a very, very, very substantial man. In all the ways that all of our listeners and viewers probably think.
I was like, what are you implying?
No,
I'm like,
he is average sized. Very, very, very.
You see, you can see his dick for 3 seconds before you even see any other part of him. He's
hell yeah. He steps out of the room. He is all of like 7'8", probably a nice solid 350, 400. It is a very, very, very big man. He could be
2 fucking linebackers. What the fuck?
Yeah, correct. He is really like Goliath. I mean, he is bigger than you have probably ever seen a human. But in the way that, certain people have certain things about them that make them special, it's not outside the realm of possibility that he is actually a human person that exists in the real world, whatever that means. But he does, he is very interested in getting to you quickly and moving you, propelling you at a speed of his choice. His face is one where the eyes are hiding from the rest of his body. They're sunken like very good ways back. He's got a very, very large nose, big ears, multiple face scars, as if you see maybe he's been bitten or he's been scratched on the face. He's wearing an orderly's outfit, and he does seem to have a resemblance to an orderly that you saw or a chief nurse that you saw when you were perusing during the day. But this version, if it's him or someone else, this version's demeanor and size, even a little bit as well, are very overstated. He is not really running. He's just doing this large gated speed walk and a very low growl that's humming at almost the same frequency as the fluorescent lights. Got his hands outstretched a little bit. He's coming to get you. I mean, like, it's very clear he's coming to get you.
Miranda looks over at Millstone and Meridian and then says, well?
Yes, ma'am. We'll interject.
I say we go with the big guy. Hey, Ed. How you doing?
Ed slows down a little bit, kind of steps a little slower, but he does step to be right in almost in the personal space of the group.
I don't know if that fucking pipsqueak gave you the idea that we were trying to cause some problems, but we're most definitely not trying to cause any problems. We're happy to go with you to the fucking Lollipop Guild or whatever it is.
He does the very nice like and points at the cotton candy room.
Reed's going to not take a step, but just sort of like obviously move his body language away from that direction just for a moment, just to kind of gauge his reaction.
He watches it, and his arm span is long enough. He reaches to one of the doors that's open or like kind of open, and grabs the handle, and you see he just starts kind of pulling slowly, and the hinges are just popping, and the screws are kind of popping out. He's just grabbing the door and like maybe going to use it as a weapon. Like the door is about to come off of the hinges, you know. He's just kind of seething his eyes into you at this point. Just like he is with everything except words telling you that he is like really hoping that you don't go in the cotton candy room.
Don't go?
Yeah, like he would love to give a beating.
He really wishes you would.
Yeah.
He wants an excuse to do violence to us.
Oh, I
Yes,
see.
yes.
Okay, I see. I see what you're saying.
I wish he would.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I wish a motherfucker would.
I wish a bitch would try me.
Indeed.
That
is as the kids say.
All right.
Merchant will step forward. First aid jitters. We're on our way, and we'll put a hand on Millstone's shoulder, and just gently guide. We have to go with this.
Millstone shrugs him off. He's like, I know.
He lets go of the doorknob. The doorknob you see now has kind of become a squish. I assume that Meridian and Miranda are you talking to each other, talking to him, staying, leaving, going? Where are you going?
I was about to intervene, but by seeing the fact that he could literally bend metal, that's outside my wheelhouse of 85% strength. So you might smell a little doo-doo in Meridian's pants.
Long Johns.
Don't hold it, Libby.
Don't hold it. I will not.
Miranda waits for the others to start walking and then walks, falling into step alongside Merchant, and says, don't put down as resignation what you should understand as interpretation, Merchant.
Sure, thanks.
My point is, we don't have to do things. We do things. Do you understand me?
I appreciate your interpretation of this situation.
Okay. We're failing to communicate here.
No, I understand. We're choosing. You tested the boundaries of where they wanted us to go. We're still choosing to go. I get what you're saying.
You're almost there. There's another piece. Remember the McAllister, right? And remember, I don't know what the fuck happened in that church, but remember how the cops were acting. Whatever is going on, this is an area in which it feels more and more like there is an essence that precedes action in existence. Consequence is not a law, it is a convenience. So bend, Merchant, that's all I'm saying.
I appreciate your advice.
Sorry. After tonight, I didn't think Meridian would get it, and Millstone seems occupied. I thought you...
No, I think I see what you're saying.
Well, I'm going to rely on you to teach me how to do group therapy. I've never been big on that sort of activity.
Yeah, just tell the truth. Merchant smiles.
Well, that's just like acting then.
First time for everything, Miranda.
Well, I'm just glad I don't get stage fright anymore.
Reed's just looking around like, fuck all of you guys. Stage fright, like he's just like, ugh, like rolling his eyes at the reference to the play again. He's so digging his claws into the fucking ground of what he thinks is reality still.
So as you walk down the hall, pretending that you're not under threat or duress, maybe you know you are, who knows, but you're walking down toward the cotton candy room. You see the short little man, and you see from the back of him now, he's got this disgusting little, bald spot. I hate bald people.
I hate bald boys.
Nothing worse than a bald boy.
So the gross bald spot, approximately the same as mine if I flip
Now
myself
that's around. Interesting, isn't
Understood.
it? Our
What,
listeners
more
may
hair
find
missing?
that.
What?
Heck of a coincidence.
You see he opens up the door and pokes his head in and he says,
Where is the repairer of reputations?
you now look to your right, Reed, and see that in stride with you is a man, a very grotesquely scarred, kind of just a madman looking guy. He's walking alongside you now. You're not sure when he joined. Your alertness is very high, I know, but he joined up. He wouldn't be able to punch you, but he could get walking distance from you. And he says in a very sheepish voice,
I'm down here. Dr. Friend, I'm over here.
and Dr. Friend says,
I knew you'd be with that group of ninnies.
Dr. Friend enters the cotton, or what you assume is a cotton candy room. The man walking next to you has a little name tag that's kind of bouncing up and down, attached to his cotton getup that you're all wearing together. The same. It says, it's painted, finger painted. You'd guess, Mr. Wilde, W-I-L-D-E. And then there's a little kind of like a banner that lives below the name tag. He's attached to a little piece of cloth or something, and it says the repairer of reputations. Seems to be written in some kind of almost like a quill pen. It looks like very, very different than the finger paint on the name tag.
And to be clear, this is the scarred man that you referred to for the listener.
That's right. He says,
Thanks. I don't know how I forgot. I got busy. I thanks so much for giving me a cover.
No, what the fuck are you talking about, man? Who are you?
Oh God, I'm so sorry.
he draws his hand from his pocket.
I'm Mr. Wilde.
He extends his hand out.
Millstone.
You execute a walking handshake, which is never awkward. And he decent handshake, though can't look you in the eyes when he shakes your hand.
I got all tied up, and I had to finish up. So, anyway, you guys are all here. Where are you from? Or sorry, where are you? In? I always forget.
We're visiting, man. We're visiting.
Oh,
We're doing an investigation.
wow.
That's all you need to know.
He's like, oh wow, okay, yeah, okay, that makes sense. I didn't think that I would ever see you guys. Leland always talks about he used to work for an organization and says that maybe someday they'll come save me. But look, he's pretty out of it. So.
Leland?
Yeah, Mr. Fuller, Leland Fuller. Yeah.
Does he go to these group therapy sessions? Am I going to see him here?
Yeah. Yeah. He's in he's in there. Yeah.
Reed turns his head to look at the rest of the group and kind of, gives him that knowing look. Like, you guys hearing this shit?
Everybody thinks that when they come here, or when they've been here, they just can't get out. They're just stuck. They're stuck here forever. But you guys, I think you'll make it. I think you'll get out of here. I don't know, but I bet you could.
Structurally, that would make sense.
Appreciate the bit of confidence.
Yeah.
Between you and the other guy, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know.
Your voices.
I know. Hey.
What's wrong with your voice, man?
You can smell the mold in here. They're probably all fucking congested.
Yeah, I think so.
Jesus Christ.
I think I might have an abscess in my sinus. I'm not.
Well, none of us are doctors.
But I could fix that up real nice.
You're not that kind of doctor.
Wait a minute. Is he being sexual?
I went to I went to medical school.
When's the last time you drained a abscess?
I'd be interested.
It's been long enough.
A
I'm
good
told it's
Lansing-
just like riding a bicycle.
Yeah,
It is?
I mean, I wouldn't do it for myself, but
I'm not you, thankfully. Or, whoops.
and for a moment, y'all like, oh, like Merchant looks kind of human at the moment. Like, oh, he's remembering a part of him that doesn't exist in this world. But he did go to medical school. He was a doctor once. And then it fades really fast.
Well, I guess
Look, I'm your friend. I really am. I just I let's talk after the cotton candy room. Don't whatever you do, answer all the questions. You don't want to give him any reason to pull you on the table and take out the patsu. You do not want that.
the patsu. I see. Okay.
No, it's gruesome. He is not very nice. Certainly not nice.
Who's he?
Dr.
Friendly.
Friend. Dr. Friend, the short man with the coat. He's very, very not nice. Well, I mean, depends on you're nice, but I don't think he is.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk
Okay.
after therapy.
Okay.
You get to the door, and Mr. Wild looks in the room and does kind of a shudder. He looks back at you and gives you the thumbs up. He goes in.
How about that little freak, huh?
You know, never look a gift asshole in the mouth.
And I live by that.
Gross.
Merchant looks over at Meridian. If I ever sound like that, don't hesitate. And steps in.
And he'll point a finger gun in the back and like.
Yeah, Reed hears that, and even though it's meant kind of in jest, he sort of there's a darkness to the way he interprets him saying that, and it kind of gives him a moment of pause, like, fuck. Will there be a day where I have to kill my friend?
Yeah, because Millstone wasn't there for that deal.
Miranda pats Millstone on the shoulder and goes, "Hey, could be you first." And then she goes into the cotton candy room.
Reed just kind of like is bewildered by that, and like again is really given a moment of pause, and by the time he's got his wits about him, everybody's sort of past him and he's left waiting in the hall. I like to imagine that Ed's like right on his shoulder, like, ugh, like fucking move. And he steps in behind them.
Point of clarity, at this point, has Merchant recognized the voice from the phone in the bookstore with anyone he has spoken with yet?
Yes, but only so during the day when you were there and you walked out and you had the rest of your evening, which was filled with fun. You definitely felt the feeling of recognition. You felt like you had at some point somebody in there felt as if maybe they were, the person you spoke to in the bookshop, but not enough concrete proof, or not enough not enough thought that you've had to know who it was or what triggered that for you. But you are convinced that person does live here. The door in front of you, standing open, left by your friend, Mr. Wild. You when you step through, you see this kind of half-lighted room that, the walls are painted so intensely cotton candy pink. It just kind of seems to pulse in your peripheral. It's just so vibrant and maybe frustrating, maybe insistent. The fluorescent tubes that flicker, they're still here, they're still around, and their colors are just kind of like rotting into this unnatural kind of shade of salmon bubblegum bruise. Chairs, the color of like spilled or spoiled pea soup, are arranged in a circle, a very, very group therapy style. They got these vinyl surfaces that are just shimmering as if someone just wiped them off with a multi-purpose cleaner and a microfiber rag. The seats are just very close. Your eyeballs are just kind of made to lock on to one another, and there's just inches between each of your knees. The air has this antiseptic kind of something sweet, maybe cotton candy, maybe someone spilled a bag of confectioner's sugar somewhere in the room, but it's just sickly. It almost, at the end, smells, kind of has that blood or bloody aftertaste, the copper. And you hear these vents kind of above you clanging as if, an old building were shifting, but you don't think an old building is here. You're not sure what is here. You definitely find no windows. None of those. There's, the faint fluorescent flickering, buzzing, warbling. You get this kind of like a sputter, a dim from one side of the room as they kind of all then come back into alignment and continue to shine, almost as if they're breathing in certain points and levels. You feel like there may be some breathing. The whole place just kind of feels half real. Doesn't really feel real. Kind of just feels like gravity's optional. Kind of, skin is just too crisp. Like, it's like your nerve endings are just in a whole new life of their own. Everybody's already in the room. And they're all standing behind their chairs. Faces that you have certainly seen before, some of them, and others you do not recognize. You certainly recognize your friend, Mr. Wilde. You've got a man that you saw during the day, I believe. I'm not sure if you for sure got his name, but you do see a man there that you recognize. Chloris, she's there. A couple of more folks, maybe an older woman and a middle-aged white man. You see an older white man and then an Asa Darabandi, who you at this point have come to know pretty well in shape and form. A very attractive black woman in her middle 30s is here around in the circle. You see someone who I think we could probably safe to say that this is Gary Topchick. I don't know exactly if you've done all the researches, but the times you've seen him and the places you've seen him and all maybe some research here and there, this is him. This is Gary. Very thin dude, very curly red hair, bifocal glasses. You see a man who definitely looks to be from the wrong era. 1950s clothes, 30s. He's maybe 30, 35, 40. He's got a fedora, and it is resting on the back of one of the chairs on the kind of the upper arm, so it sits there in one spot. And then you see Manuel from the McAllister. That he's there as well. He's the only one who is leaning on the chair in front of him, almost as if like ill or trying to gather himself in some way. And last but not least, someone you also know, Sunshine, 80s, maybe 90s. Clearly, like, again, non-speaking, has but the resemblance of a poorly done bowl cut in a uniform that is really just a smock. It's much too big for it. And they are all around the room kind of looking at you now. One of the last things that you hear before Friend begins speaking is the sound of the lock on the door you came in, slamming with a sense of finality that you would expect from, a place that isn't really very real. And I think the most important thing to mention is that you feel as though you're being watched. You feel as though the corners have eyes peeping out, watching you. You feel as though if you were to turn, if you were to look, you may catch somebody. But even if you didn't, the weight in the corners is there. You feel as though there's just nothing that you could do to escape whatever is there. The room just kind of leans in, almost like a mouth waiting to hear a secret. I wonder if you'll tell your secret. Dr. Friend does not wonder. He instead talks. He grabs a little crate, like an orange crate or, like a milk carton crate, a crate, a crate. I don't have to explain that to you. Yeah.
Sorry? A what?
Make it up. No.
Milk crate.
You're supposed to go with it. It's yes and. He gets on a crate of some designation. And he, not much taller, not anywhere near as tall as he needs to be, nowhere near Ed's height, who is here in the room with you. And he opens his mouth to smile in a way that reveals the rows of pearly non-whites.
Welcome. My name is Dr. Friend. I know that this room is strange, and I know you have come in here, in confusion, in fear, fragments. Perhaps you're stressed out or anxious even, but you're not lost. You are to heal hearts, minds, and the deeper fractures that let the shadows in.
And everybody, as he says those words, everyone follows along. They say the phrase with him.
We're gathered today not as strangers. We're gathered as co-healers. We are trying to heal your broken burdens, the burdens you bring with you. Each of you has a wound. Yes, in this room, we will carry them together. I will guide you. You will speak. Here are the rules. The simple, vital rules. Number 1, when I call on you, you will answer truthfully to the best of your ability. Okay. Number 2, you may refuse or you may fall silent, but just know that your silence speaks the same as if you had said words.
Getting more excited as he says all these things.
Number 3, you will not interrupt each other. You will honor what is said. Number 4, you will remain here until our work is done. Our work is done. No one leaves prematurely.
And he kind of glances over at Ed. Ed doesn't do anything. He just stands there like Ed does.
And number 5, and the most important, you all owe this to yourselves. You as a group, together, everyone in this room, you, and to the house that shelters you. Oh, you have responsibilities. You to guard what you learn, to not betray trust, to confront what is hidden within you, and to hold steady when the edges of reality blur. If any of you tries to flee, or to break the circle, or to abandon the session, it will harm all of us, just in the way that it would heal all of us if we gained ground together. Oh, and you must trust me. You have to. I will not ask you to bear more than you have. Quite well, and understanding. Who wants to start?
Looks around the room.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Have your seats, please. Sit down. You honor me. You embarrass me.
Everyone kind of moves in front of their chair and sits down. You have all chairs for yourselves if you'd like to sit in them.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll take a seat. Are we seated next to each other or spaced around the circle?
You can imagine on the compass rose that each of you has a cardinal direction. There is some amount of looking around the room, people looking at each other. So you do have a chance to speak if you'd like to, but probably the silence will get filled at some point soon if you don't.
Reed definitely is going to wait to see what the procedure looks like with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. He looks at Mr. Wild, points, says,
Mr. Wild, when did your world first crack?
Mr. Wild kind of looks down and he looks at his like little outfit he's wearing, and he looks and he lingers on his breast pocket for probably a good, 5-10 seconds. And you can see that there's some kind of small something like maybe a cigarette or a case or a pack of cigarettes or some Tic Tacs, something that's square in that pocket.
Well, I saw a mirror in my home that looked back at me with another face. I smashed it. I still hear the shards. Very well. See, now that is good, everyone. That was such a... I could sense the heartfelt.
He looks around.
Who's next? Who wants to go next? If you're all going to be shy.
He points over at the middle-aged white man, kind of unassuming, wearing the same outfit that you're all in. He says,
Do you ever travel at night to places, rooms, that you never entered by day?
Yes, there's a hallway behind the ward, masked by doors that vanish. I walked it. I still walk it every day.
John, well done. No, that was good, John. You even said a little much, I think, John. So, very well. All right. One of the new guests, he kind of points at the four of you. Give us something. I want folks to feel enfranchised.
I recognize my cue. You have a question?
Gary Chopchick, just as soon as you say that, Gary fucking bam, he like steel gazes right at you for maybe a good 3-4 seconds.
Doctor, if you have something you wish to ask me, I didn't want to speak out of turn.
Good, no, of course you're such a polite woman. When do you think you'll decide that something matters?
Well, I think I decided a long time ago that something matters, and I've been fixed on that for a long time. If you mean when I think that something matters more than my current assumptions, I feel like I'm on the precipice of that at any moment, but it certainly feels like it'll take something more than... It'll take certainty, I think, That's the thing that has always sort of spun around for me is certainty. At some point I found a certainty in the world and I lived by it and it didn't lead me astray. And even when that was rendered uncertain, the uncertainty didn't matter. So I guess when certainty arrives, when I meet it, that's probably when I'll decide something matters.
Oh, an answer. If a bit verbose. All right, that wasn't anywhere near as exciting as I wanted it to be. Does anyone know about the King in Yellow? You all know something. You know that's why we're all here, right? I just want to know. I want to get out of here, and I want to help others. I've been helping all of you for forever. Or maybe never, you know. Who knows about it?
You can't get out?
He turns and looks at you.
Oh, merchant. Give us some of your wares. I would like to hear what you think. You are, in fact, a psychologist. Let's applaud.
Yes.
Let's applaud.
And the whole room kind of starts to clap slowly for you.
Yeah, yes, good, yes, merchant, yes. Go ahead, yes. Go. You feel as though you can speak out of turn. Please tell us something about yourself. Would you like me to ask you a question, or you want to just keep rambling by yourself?
I was volunteering to go next.
Oh, good. Servitude. Sounds good to me. When do you think... Well, let me ask you this way. Why do you fear the basement?
Why do I fear the basement?
Yes. Do you think it's because it fills with water or with nothing at all?
Becoming visibly distressed at the notion of anything filling with water. Something he has not thought about actively in a very long time. My mother finds it hard to climb down to the basement. I've never been there. So perhaps it is I fear for my mother, or I fear that which I do not know.
Merchant, you are so close to the basement. All your friends know. Look at all of them. They stay with you because you did well once for them. But they know that when you go, they'll just let you go. Dramatic. Somebody else.
He points over at Top Chick.
Now, Mr. Top Chick, what did you hear out loud before you came here?
Voice, laughter, cold, echoing, distant laughter. Sounded like it was ringing. A whole maze, a labyrinth. Bottles. Ringing. I just couldn't get out of it. I couldn't sleep. So I decided I would move production up a day. I moved production up a day, and that was it. That's all it took. He got in. I didn't think he could. I didn't think it could. I don't know what even him or it or what it was. I don't know, but got in.
All right, Gary. Enough of that. I feel we have to get the last two of our newest arrivals. Really some good extra time in the pulpit, as it were, because you're so new and people want to get to know you. Certainly. So, which of you would like to go first? Meridian or Millstone? Or next, Meridian or Millstone?
I'll go.
He looks down.
Yours is a little more interesting, Meridian. Meridian, you had the confidence to open the box the first time. You know all the things that happened when you did that. But the real question I have for you is, will you open it again? Would you find it down there? Will you open it, or will you just stare at it?
Yes.
Now that's a good confession. Man, a few words. Emotion is communicated better in the silence, if you ask me. And now for Millstone, the one who has stone in his name, but surely can't be trusted to do a damn thing. Other than let go of his family and friends. Millstone, when will you choose to remember?
I don't understand the question. Remember what?
Denial is a hell of a drug, Millstone. When will you choose to remember? Because you know, you've just chosen to put it out of your head. Lazy. It's lazy, it's what it is.
There's a lot of things I don't want to remember, asshole.
Oh.
You're going to need to be more specific.
Boy, oh boy. I forgot my tissues. Ed, will you please fetch those?
Ed, looks around, doesn't understand the command, just stands there.
Look, Reed, Millstone, sorry. I think it's quite important that you at least know that you have chosen to forget.
I think you know as well as I do I'm guilty of both. If there's something you'd like to know about in specific, I'm an open fucking book.
No, that's plenty. Both is plenty. Don't worry. All right. Well, it's almost time to go. Who would like to give our closing word?
The man you think...
Wait, Doctor.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Oh, yes.
You haven't shared.
Oh.
He like, you see he just is tickled pink, one could say. You very clearly got his attention. Like he now is zoned all the way in. So if anyone else wants to make an alertness roll to like figure any ways to get out, or you have plus 20.
That means I got 100%.
I think we know Meridian's doing the look around game. Are each of you the same, Millstone and Merchant, or nothing to take advantage
We
of?
can just rely on Meridian's check and just assume that I'm doing the same, and we can play that out however it plays out narratively.
Okay.
You can't see it. Yeah, you can't see it, but it's 22.
Glad you rolled for the crit. The crate that he is standing on has like little small holes in it. Whether it was like a peach crate, apple crate, a crate of some variety, it certainly has stuff under there that he's kind of maybe storing. You see that some of them are kind of glinting with the fluorescent lights, and you see a different kind of glint. You see a little metal, and so you know that there's something like glass and metallic down there. It looks like a very fine pointed piece of metal. So you could probably draw the conclusion that there are drawing implements. That is to say, at least one or two large syringes, mixed with a couple of the larger glass canisters that are down there. Additionally, you see that Mr. Wilde has removed a very small notebook from his pocket and is on just the inside cover of the little composition notebook he's got, hand-sized. There's the words Ed Wist, or the name Ed Wist, has been written, many times, and each of them has been scratched out, and Mr. Wilde has been written instead. And so you're catching this evening's rendition of scratching out Ed Wist and writing down Mr. Wilde. There is no real ways to get out of the room except for the one door you came in. Ed is nearby, but even if Ed wasn't there, you have no idea how the door operates. No one locked the door manually that you saw, so who knows if it is locked, not locked, or a potato.
Would you like me to ask you a question, Dr. Friend, or did you have something to share tonight?
He looks now somehow even more interested.
Oh, well, if you've got something prepared, I'd hate to stymie our best writer.
Why are you so insistent that your patients are your friends, Dr. Friend?
They tell stories of men who went out on the sea, privateers, pirates, go look for gold and buried treasure, and they would have these little creatures. I would even call them adorable. Rats would run around and nip at their ankles and poison their drinks with plagues. But at the end of the day, those men had no one else to call friends, did they? No one else. Just the rats. And those men named the rats, and they played with the rats, all the same. Growing weak at the knees with rickets and the plague. But, they ate them just the same when the hardtack was gone. So I ask myself, will I eat any of you? Philosophically, or, in a way perhaps it's more ethereal, but I wouldn't be opposed. I would certainly consider, but I haven't ever ruled it out, I suppose. So yes, I think that everyone really is my friend, all rats. All the same, in the same bucket. All will taste the same in the end.
Very moving, Doctor.
Well, I
Talk
try.
about fucking verbose.
He's just he doesn't even pay attention to you. Sorry, I could not laugh. I'm not that. He definitely does not pay attention whatsoever about verbose. He's very, very feeling himself.
Ed, you can unlock the doors now. Let them all go play. No one needed to have any of the patsu removed tonight, but if anybody gets any thoughts about going anywhere, don't worry, I'm happy to remove that patsu from you. Just come on in. My office is just that way.
And he points in. The door opens. And now as the door to the cotton candy room opens and my voice fucking starts to recuperate, there's many, many doors and more structure than you had. A lot less transcendental, ethereal, cloudy limbo place and a lot more like the third floor of the Dorchester. You definitely have the view of the square, the fishbowl in the middle, all the cells, Everybody gets up and meanders to the door.
Is the doctor gone?
Well, not gone. He's moving. Sorry, he's leaving the room. Yeah, he gets off the crate, and has picked up the crate and is scooping up the syringes.
Okay, I was gonna say I'm gonna slip a little syringe in my.
No, he was on top of that box until the moment he got off it, and then grabbed those syringes. And Ed meets him in the middle of the room, and they just wait for all of you to leave the room. So if you wanted to stick around and talk to either him or the conversationalist, Ed, you could.
Meridian, do you do any kind of nonverbal communication with the other members of the group around, like, the crate or anything?
Yeah, definitely would share the information that he has something inside that crate. Now, I'm just wondering, do I make a break for it and pull a Sarah Connor, or
good try.
So gonna end with me dead.
If in the moment before he leaves, you make eye contact with Meridian and then look meaningfully at the crate, she would just go and try to distract the doctor and Ed more. Yeah, I'm just gonna say she does that, right?
Yeah.
She sees Meridian eyeing these things, and she goes up to Dr. Friend and says, "Excuse me, doctor. Would you mind if I ask you just a question? Kind of a question about a question. I don't mean to intrude on your busy work, but
do you know about is it about the king?
Oh, I'm rather ignorant of matters of royalty, actually.
Oh, yes, of course. What's your question?
Why do you think I don't think anything matters? I don't feel that way, but where did that question come from, Dr. Friend?
And just to make sure we're all seeing the same thing, the middle of the room at this point, he has just stepped off of the crate. So the crate is still on top of the pile of syringes. When I say pile not because there's a million, but because there's like 3 or 4, but they're almost comically large.
I'm pacing nervously as I ask this question.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hamming it up a little bit as if this is really gotten to me, this therapy session, quote unquote.
Go ahead and roll stealth there, Meridian. Let's see if you can snatch them syringes.
50-50. 34. Under 50.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You step up quietly, slowly. You're not sure if any other patients in the room that are kind of filtering out. You're not sure if they're going to see you or not. And you don't really care, I don't think. I mean, you probably all agree, no matter what, that you want to get the fuck out of Dodge, and this is a way to do it. So they, whether they see you or not, you step up quietly as you touch the crate, and you kind of begin to lift it. Dr. Friend says, "Wait, stop!" And everybody, folks that are even in the hallway, everybody just kind of freezes in place, right? They're all like, "Oh fuck," they'll freeze, and he's like,
I can't believe that you would try to do this. You would leave, Bale, without saying the final word that I asked you to say. Go into my office. Use the loudspeaker."
and you see a man down the way. The man you thought you recognized, who he's called Bale. The man just nods and says yes. And then everyone kind of looks around as if do we move again? And he's like,
"I'm so sorry, Miranda."
He focuses back on you. Everyone begins to move again.
Of course. Sorry, doctor.
And so you could take a syringe. I would say it's probably about the length of, your forearm. It's pretty hefty.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah. But
enough to put a horse to sleep, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. You're probably gonna have to. Yeah. You're guessing that Ed is the one who helps administer these syringes. Yeah. You can hide it behind your back. And I guess you could probably put it in your pantaloons, but if anybody saw that on you, they would know that it's probably not your arm or leg.
Or the fact that I'm happy to
Thank
see
you, everyone. All right. Oh, you're all weak. Yeah, so how are you?
Just dancing around his penis, huh?
What is that?
wouldn't be the
What
first
is
one.
that? Okay, can you, how are you planning on getting it out of the room? You're just gonna like hide yourself like back to the wallet, kind of shimmy with it behind your back?
Yeah, discreetly put it into the side of my pants, closer to my butt. Yeah.
Okay.
We're inching. We're inching.
I got
Let's
you.
go, dude. He's butt smuggling it.
All right.
Yes.
You put it in your pantaloons, and
Just keeping my arm close to my side, like nothing to see here.
okay. Yeah, you got that nice passing stealth roll. So yeah, you're able to shimmy out of the room. You think Ed might be onto you, but you realize Ed was just looking at a butterfly. It's kind of dancing.
Where the fuck did that come from?
You're asking all the right questions. The butterfly dances around, kind of in the air, and Ed does a very, very like cat-like behavior of just watching with it. He follows with his eyeballs. He's following with the butterfly.
I suppose I think that of all the people in your little group that I have met and have known many times or never, you are the one who is of, I suppose, the least directed.
Well,
I hope that helps.
in a way, I think it does, Dr. Friend.
Right.
Well,
You may
I,
leave now. I'm going to talk to Ed for a moment.
Oh, of course.
Hmm.
Miranda gestures to get the group's attention, and as they start to gather, she excitedly says, "Give me the drawstrings to your pants. They've got metal, the aglets. I was playing with them during the tips. They're made of metal. I can use them. Give me the drawstrings." Merchant, go stall this guy. I'm gonna make a big distraction. The guy at the intercom, Merchant, Bale, whatever.
Yeah, got it.
Slow
I
him
know
down.
him.
Meridian, you've got that thing. Take care of the big guy. Millstone, you try and take care of Friend when... this is going to hurt a lot, but I'm going to try and get the lights out, okay? We're not going to have a lot of time. And as this is going on, she's like pulling the drawstring out of the pants, and she is like using them to like prise the edges to prise them apart into little like chipped sheets of metal, and like cutting her thumbs and like splitting the thumbnail and nail bed. It like there's little drops of blood dripping down onto them as she like frantically pulls these tiny aglets off into like little unwrapped little rectangles, maybe an inch by a quarter inch of metal, and she's gesturing like, "Give me yours." She takes all these drawstrings and she's pulling them off, and like she's getting like the blood is like spattering onto her knees in little tiny droplets as she like folds them together into a little U shape as the others go to like do their part of the plan.
Sure. Merchant, you can see Bale. He is head hung, almost ejected, waiting probably for a friend to like come meet him and escort him to wherever the intercom is. But Friend and Ed are still chatting. Big Ed are still chatting in the cotton candy room about something.
Yeah.
And at this point, Millstone is walking over to Friend, and he's going to do his part, and he's going to accost Friend about, why the fuck it is he felt the need to word his question so esoterically.
A merchant will approach Mr. Bale and say, and just kind of hand on shoulder, "Hey, it's been a long time since we talked."
He grabs like a small notebook from, it's actually a composition notebook folded in his back pocket. He grabs it out and he sees you, like he acknowledges it. He flips it open and he's like, "Is it already time?" Like folds the notebook back up, puts it in his pocket, and he's like, "Okay, the same thing that happened before in the park with the words, or?"
With the words.
Okay. And he's like, "But they'll all know, right? They've all remembered. I mean, I think they do."
Everybody knows what needs to happen.
Okay. All right. As long as they remember,
Just say your part.
Okay. Oh, yeah. All right. He, now, like...
Don't forget to call.
He's like, yes. You always were the quickest. He turns and he walks down the hallways and looks both ways.
While he's walking away, Merchant will pop a page from his pocket, chewing gum, hands in his pocket, and start walking toward the group.
Okay.
Real
As
slow.
you're walking away, like you turn back, you walk back, you hear from a ways back, you hear, "Merchant, that's a bad habit." And he turns into a room. Sorry, he doesn't turn into a room. His body, he takes a turn to the right and then walks into a room. I like imagining that, we've got kind of the slow motion camera zooming around Millstone, jaw-jacking with, the short man who can never do enough of jaw-jacking. Ed still kind of perusing the ceiling for that butterfly that was in the room a moment ago. Meridian, who has done a very awkward dance, barely now with any assistance, his drawstring gone, trying to get closer and closer to Ed and with that big old syringe and hopefully plant it, deep within his spinal column. Miranda, I assume that you ran out of the room and you are now trying to find a way to do something very important.
Yes. Miranda has not run, but she has walked briskly out of the room, sort of angling her body away from Dr. Friend, so that the blood on her hands and legs is not visible. And she is just looking for either an outlet or a place where one of the cabinets is such that she can climb up onto it and reach one of the overhead light fixtures.
Yep. Roll sand.
That is a 6-2 over 53.
Great. You lose. Dice are hot. Four sand. You lose 4 sand. This moment is quite stressful.
Great.
However, even though you are unsure whether or not there is an electrical box or an outlet or something, as you step out of the room, you turn to your right, and just as you hope, just as you pictured, there is in fact a small closet with the door open. It says janitorial on the door. Very small, swinging light bulb with a string companion is illuminating what appears to be a large fuse box.
I go over to the fuse box, pull it open, and I jam the little male-male connector I've made into a delicate spot, let us say, in the fuse box to create a short.
Each of you operating as one member of this team, stuck somewhere that may not even be real. The silence, the moments before what happens next, hang heavy. Each of you are ready. And as the electrical panel is going to surge and do who knows what, a voice comes across the intercom, almost soothing. Bale says, "Rain-torn millennia, damned him, master." We'll find out what happens next week. Ooh.
Nice. Let's go.
Get your lucky dice next week.
Get your lucky dice. Yeehaw. Remember that. If you're actually like a real fan, like if you actually know like what we've done or whatever, you'll know. You'll understand.
Yeah,
The real ones will
only
know.
if you listen to our old
If you
shit.
don't, you're stupid.
The old heads know.
The old heads
Yeah.
know. Hell yeah. Yeah.
The bald heads know.
Ah.
Which, as everyone knows, is me, Libby,
And
No.
nobody else. Exactly
There you
right,
go.
dude. That's
Right,
perfect.
Max.
Right? That's
fuck you, Max.
We're calling you out for attacking our hairstyle.
Love your following of the show, not your assessment.
Boom, dude.
Boom.
Damn. Now that's
Yeah,
your
if Max
balls,
was really
Max.
sure about hair,
Sizzling.
they would have noticed that I too am going bald.
Bam,
Just-
bam, bam, bam.
I'm gonna guess 3 years from where Andy is. So
You've
It's
got
like sort of a progression.
You've got at least 3 years.
That really begs the question. Charlie, how's your hair doing, big dog? Can we take a little peeky up there? Is it looking good, dude?
Look at
Look at
that.
that. Let me just see
That's
that
pretty
real fast.
good, man.
Yeah.
Our full-haired member of the cast. This is crazy, dude.
Show us
There's
your
gotta be
pubes.
one.
What
Let's
do
see your
pubes look
armpit
like?
hair now, dude.
Oh, pretty good.
Hawk, you would show us your pubes, dog. What the? I'm just kidding. Talk about it. I guess I'm the guy who said I don't like holding poop. So that implies that someone enjoys hold. All right. Thank you all for watching and being here and enjoying. Do not Google anything that I have said ever. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see you next time. Hopefully, or maybe we won't. Maybe we'll all die in the game
Peace, y'all.
in Minecraft.
Later, bitches.
Adios, amigos.
See ya.
Yeah, you forget that Hawk spit a kiss. That was crazy.
Spit on it.
Bit on it, there. All right. I shouldn't have repeated it.
Stop every time.
Wait, what
That's
happened?
making it in, right? Andy said a
We
Hawk
cannot
Tua.
get out of the outro
A
without
Hawk
some fucking Hawk
Tua.
Tua joke.
It's a good joke, dude. It's a good joke, dude. All right. Before we sign off, I want to take a moment to talk about something very close to my heart. This podcast is about exploring darkness and fear, but in real life, those feelings can be overwhelming. I want to remind you that if you're feeling lost, lonely, or struggling, you don't have to face it alone. There are people who care about you and want to help. If you're in the U.S., you can call or text 988, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, for free, confidential support 24/7. Wherever you are, there are resources and there is hope. You matter and your story matters.